Hey guys, we're gonna have a great episode here. We got something good for you. We're gonna talk about Uncle Drew. We're gonna talk about Tag, and of course, we're gonna link it back to comedy with a purpose.
We're gonna talk about the communism you just did.
The comedy skit that I just did.
No, communism.
Communism. Hey man, communism is fuck communism. Communism is terrible.
Is it?
But one of the first things I wanted to bring up was just the family themes. That was like a big thing in both Tag and Uncle Drew.
How was it a big thing in Tag?
So, you mean Uncle Drew? Okay, well, continue on. It's a big thing because in Uncle Drew, the character Dax, and if you haven't seen either of these movies, I'm probably going to ruin this for you. But, I mean...
Spoiler alert!
Excellent. So, if you haven't seen Uncle Drew and Tag, Uncle Drew is basically about a character named Dax, played by the comedian Lil Rel, and he basically just wants to win the classic because...
Basketball classic.
Wants to be the man. Like his motivations aren't clearly defined, other than that he spent $5,000. Which how he got that on a finish line salary, we'll never know. I mean, he probably could have gotten that over time. I'm just saying, like, how did you do that and live out of your girl's place?
He's not paying any bills.
Yeah, he's definitely not paying any bills. Through getting together with with Uncle Drew and all the different people from Boots to Lights to fucking. Big Shock, and the last person is Lisa Leslie, although I forget what her name was. Oh, and Church. You know, let's just call him Pastor and the preacher's wife, because literally that's kind of how it breaks down. But through reuniting with all of them, you know, he comes to finally find a family and wraps up some childhood trauma, which didn't really happen in Tag, because Tag's the opposite. You know, they've been friends for forever, and they all come together, and they play Tag for the entire month of May.
Tag was great.
I mean, no, Tag was great. Uncle Drew was great. But, I mean, both of them have, like, family ties. Like, the Tag thing, that's a brotherhood. Like, especially at the start of the film. Like, it's an actual brotherhood. No women allowed. If you got a vagina, I'm sorry, this game is not for you. This game is only for the boys and only for the month of May. And hopefully, but for your thoughts on family, how did you feel about Tag's family? Did you think it was okay? Did you think it was bad? What Armstead?
I don't think that was what?
I know.
What?
I purposely did that to fuck with you. Sorry, Armstead. How did you feel?
I feel like Tag was.
He was looking at me.
It was very entertaining. Very entertaining. I want to speak on so many parts of the movie, but I don't want to give too much away.
No,
I don't want to give too much. Okay, check it out. As soon as it came on, part where I can't remember the guy's name. He's a business guy, and the other guy got the job just so he can get in there and tag him. Shit was hilarious. Then he cornered him in the room. Then he's gonna say, "Hey, you don't think I can get the fuck up out of here? Pick up the chair, throw it against the window. Window don't break."
But that's some
so
shit
funny.
that your brothers would try.
Yes.
Like, that's some regular shit that your brothers would try. Your brothers would be like, oh man, I got you cornered, I'm gonna get you, and then you try to escape, but this time didn't work out quite like what you would have wanted.
But it was actually a great idea. I liked how they did the stunts and everything when dude fell off the staircase.
Yeah, it was
Onto the car and the whole the
I
fight.
mean, well, he was trying to do the old King Kong.
Yeah.
But he forgot that this is the urban jungle and shit is not gonna work out that well.
Yeah, we were talking about Hoagie when he first met. I think the other guy's name was Marvin, or was it Callahan? Or Callahan was the one that was attacked.
Yeah, because Callahan was the one who was actually doing well in life, whereas Hoagie was the nigga who was doing the worst in life.
Who, Hoagie? I don't think he was. He wasn't doing bad, remember?
Yeah, he had a PhD.
Spoiler alert, he's about to die. I mean, I think he was doing okay.
I mean, Hoagie was doing all right, but I mean, are you really all right when you about to die?
Didn't he have a PhD?
To be honest,
They didn't
no, they didn't really. He's the only character that didn't have a background.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of not Couch. What was the guy's name? Started with a C.
Callahan. Bro, you can't even Google his name right now.
Yeah, his name just ain't coming up, man. His name.
That was Randy. I think he was Randy.
His real name was Randy.
But
they never called him that. They called him something else. They called him some shit.
The weed guy. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about Weedhead. Weedhead 101.
He will be referred to at this point moving forward as Weed Guy.
So, Weed Guy, I mean, he was at the bottom of...
Yeah, he was at the bottom.
He was just basically like...
He had just got a divorce and he moved in with his father.
Chili,
that was his
Chili.
name. We was close, cool, chill.
Yeah.
Like penguins, we deal, pickle. I'm in one.
I like how you did that.
Keep it kosher.
That was actually not bad. But yeah. Chili. Jeez, man. Chili was just another whole person.
Aspects of brotherhood. That's
Yeah.
what we kind of strayed away from.
Yeah,
but
family things. but-
anybody got any, like, as I get older, I'm looking at my friends. I'm just like, it's time to like delete and reset. I want brotherhood like that. Those dudes were cool.
Yeah,
But don't come to my job like that. That's all white
You
privilege.
come to my job.
That's all white privilege.
Nigga, I'm about to help the security guard throw your ass out.
Unless they gave me a job and you actually gave me good health care, then yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what Hoagie did. He was like, your healthcare is crap. And he's like, no, actually, your healthcare is actually
It's
very
pretty good.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, you're right.
Pretty
It's
nice.
good.
I mean, what he should have done is stayed his ass over at that company so he could have got the nice health benefits. I would have rescinded. If I were Callahan, I would have rescinded his firing because it's like, nah, I know that you got cancer, nigga. We're gonna take care of you.
I thought it was funny when they was in that room and he gave him a job. Who was that who gave him a job? It was somebody else famous.
No, that was Lil Rel.
Okay.
He was in both movies. That was the link.
Oh, well, he's gave him a job and he was just like, yeah, I'm like, well, what can you start? Pick up a can, throw it away.
Motherfucker, what the fuck you doing?
Exactly.
That was a full can of Coke.
That was
I
a
didn't
full
open
ass
it.
can of Coke.
Hold on, that's his name, Lil Rel? I didn't know his name.
Yeah, but he played Reggie in that movie.
Yeah. Well, no. I thought
Yeah, no, that's his name. His name in the movie was Reggie.
I thought Reggie was the black guy.
No. The black
Burns.
guy is not Sloan, Sable.
Sable.
God damn, that is the whitest black name I've ever heard.
I would name my son Sable.
You really would name your son Sable?
Yes.
I feel like your son would turn out after being Sable as
Or
being
Turbo. Turbo Sable.
I feel like if you named your child Turbo, if he doesn't become a NASCAR driver, you failed as a parent.
Or a football player. Or
Or a football player. No, basketball doesn't work as well.
Yes, it does.
Rugby works
Turn
better.
on them turbo jets. Turbo.
Basketball doesn't work as well. If your child were to become a rugby player, he literally would have his entire
If
life.
my child became a rugby player, we do not live in America.
Yeah.
Well,
Or if we do live in America, we live in the best parts of America.
true. If you play rugby, you tend to live in your parents own companies.
Like,
one.
when we go to the pool, the police are calling on us.
No. When you go to the pool, the police give you a donut and laugh with you because they're like, this nigger has money. A lot of it. Like an entire pool full.
Do you have a brotherhood like that with your friends?
I mean,
Not to that extent.
I feel like my brotherhood is coming along. There are definitely a couple things and a couple people who need to maybe change some of their professions.
How is
But
that your business?
it technically is not. But I'm just saying.
Oh, you talking about when you go places, if you want to come, just be ready.
Well, no. I
We
mean,
had situations
at
like that
some
before.
point in time, I want my friends
We
to be able to
should've
just
dropped
do
it.
that.
Not necessarily drop them. We should just uplift them. You know what I mean?
No, you can't help niggas.
Sometimes you can, man. Sometimes you
I
can.
mean, you're both
we were
technically right.
at one point in time, we were once one of those Negroes. We was. You gotta admit it. We was at one point. I can admit it. At one point in time.
You were never, never, you were never that dude.
Remember that dude?
Well, I was never that dude.
Correct. There's levels to it.
But
Yeah,
I was,
you being on hard times is one thing. But
Yeah.
you always living like it's hard times.
yeah. That's
Always living like it's hard.
Yeah.
time.
That's different. And then other dudes who just don't know the fruits of life or the fruits of their own labor, they don't enjoy it. You just gotta figure out who can you hang around and who can you be around. And other dudes just put themselves in bad situations and you just like,
But even still to this day, you genuinely still want to help that person.
Do you really
You
want to
do.
help that person?
You do.
You do.
You do.
Okay,
You do.
You want to help those people.
I want to help people who want to help themselves and
Yes.
want a better life.
God
And
helps
vision,
those who help themselves. And
At the
I am
same
not
time,
trying to
still-
outdo God.
Right? You can't. One day,
I understand what you're
you
saying.
gotta learn to quit on people.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You got to learn to let people be who they are.
And that's,
Well, I think maybe this is what I mean to say. What I mean to say is you're not going to just cancel them out your life, period. Like, you ain't about to block them, you know what I'm saying, not talk to them anymore, period. You know, because they were still a friend. You know what I'm saying? They were
I
still,
will.
No,
Could you be friend with someone who
You want to bet? I
mean-
control alt deleted it real quick.
real
You just ain't seen it yet. I've seen you do it. Man, that's fine, because I don't really expect your friends, when it comes to things that your own endeavors or whatever, I don't really, I noticed from doing music that the people around you aren't always your biggest supporters.
Yeah, that I can also agree with. That is
You,
I mean, it's the thing. I mean, it's just a thing.
yeah, that's just anything you deal with. Like, oh, you're trying to become a freaking neurosurgeon. I mean, good luck, but I can't help you.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the hard thing, but that's kind of what the whole family thing is about. Is you want to do things with people whether or not you're able to actually participate in that thing because that's what families do. You support each other.
That goes back to what I'm saying. Tag, it generally represents we're going to grow up, whatever.
Right.
But we always got to find some time for each other. And if that person's not finding time for you at all, in general, they're not really your friends. You're just keeping them around. That was the issue with, I guess, the main guy, Kung Fu guy, or what we call him?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. He was never really their friend, but he messed with them for that 1 month.
Yeah.
If you
It
know,
was never truly their friend. Like the rest of them, they grew close because they always wanted to get Jerry. But for Jerry, he's just this guy that people seek out. I mean, he was probably cool with them. They probably kicked the block. They probably drank beers and stuff together and even talked about the same girls. But he was never like in because whoever it was who was in their year of shame, they was pissed off at him. And then all the other ones were just like, oh God, thank God it's not me.
But to be honest with you, man, without Jerry, I don't think they would have been as close as they are. Jerry is like
Yeah,
like
Jerry's
the
the
reason-
mountaintop.
Yeah, and not only do I feel like he's a mountaintop, I feel like he would have been still close within that circle if he were to have been caught. But he was so competitive with it that he always just was able to just stay far ahead. Which I think was the point where he was trying to say was sometimes you really just can't help certain people. You got to do stuff by yourself.
No, Callahan didn't even invite him to his wedding, so he kind of realized they weren't friends, but he thought they were cool. If you notice, he didn't invite them to their wedding. They didn't even know he was getting married.
You know what? You're right.
He wasn't friends.
But you know what? But I figured the reason why is because he didn't want to do the whole tag thing.
No.
I mean, no, that's what they said.
He said it. I didn't even consider inviting you guys to my wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he knew they were going to come anyway.
Jerry didn't invite them to his wedding. That was an excuse built in, of course, that I knew you would come, but he literally did not invite them to his wedding. Think about it.
Yeah,
Like, if I'm getting married, I'll invite y'all. You ain't got to come.
Well, at the end he
Because
said
he
that
already knew though.
Well, no, at the end he said he regretted it because he wanted them to be his groomsmen.
They weren't even up there, bro. They've been friends with him since he was 15. No, since they were
And they
kids.
even signed a fucking contract that said they wouldn't do anything stupid. So I mean, all you had to do was just extend that.
They wouldn't do
ceremony out.
anything stupid until a certain time.
Yeah, but
That's why they try to get his ass before.
exactly. But the Doves thing made sense. But the Doves are considered part of most ceremonies. Like, I feel like that was the cheapest, dumbest loophole attempt that a nigga has pulled since the old, oh, if you're here at my place, you gotta fuck move.
Side note, y'all remember the scene with the chairs?
The AA meeting?
The AA meeting?
Yeah.
He broke both his arms performing that stunt. So his arms were broken like pretty much the whole time of the movie. If you notice, he don't really use his arms like that because they was broken the whole movie when they were filming it.
Damn.
You really did?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
he broke both his arms doing that chair stunt.
Damn.
But it turned out great.
The only thing I didn't like about the movie was the ending.
You didn't like the ending?
I didn't like it. I would never got tagged. You going?
Yeah, I want to go.
I would attack because for me, it's more important for me to rekindle my relationship with the group than it is for me to whatever. And the thing that he let the guy who was dying tag him, that shows that you're actually a brother. Because I wouldn't let the rest of them scrubs just get me. I wouldn't let the other guy. And plus, you saw that his competitive nature came at the end because he was like, here, man, you can tag. And then immediately, ha! Got your ass. Also, I felt like in both movies, comedies was used as like progression. Like every time there was like a funny laugh, like immediately afterwards, they pushed the story forward. Like Uncle Drew, you see that a lot because whenever it's a joke, it's almost always at Dax's expense. It's like, ha ha ha, you're fat and you suck at basketball. That's what the overarching thing for Uncle Drew is. So basically, way back in the past, Dax, who had a real shitty life, he essentially is an orphan. Best roommate gets adopted, so he just basically sits at the orphanage. That's how he falls in love with basketball because, he ain't got shit else to do. Then he finally gets to a point where he's able to compete in a league and they get to the finals. He gets shitted all over. The Rucker Classic becomes basically this thing that he just latches onto. Like, he's been trying to get people there his whole life and trying to put together a team. And he does so with Casper, which was probably not a good move in retrospect. But yeah, the White Ghost, he pretty much just turns on you immediately after. And I mean, he left you with fucking Nick Nolte, or whatever that guy's name is. He's a piece of shit. Absolute piece of shit. Like, there's nothing you can say about him that is in any way Nick Kroll. Yeah, fucking Nick Kroll. As the character Mookie. The whole jokes at Dax's expense so that we could move the plot line forward was a little, I don't know, by the end of the film, you kind of be like, all right, guys, we've had enough jokes about Dax. The ones that they had for Uncle Drew were pretty funny, but it was mostly just Uncle Drew makes people look like little bitches. And, of course, Big Fella, a.k.a. Shaquille O'Neal, he was really great. I wish he had stayed angry the whole movie, because I like Shaq playing an angry character. It's what he's built for. It's what he's made for.
Are you saying that because he's big and black?
No, I'm saying that because
MK
he plays the MK Ultra super mad guy very well. But yeah, man, I mean, Shaquille O'Neal's character is fucking great, man. And I feel like, he's good at that acting thing. But the bigger thing for me in comparing the two movies is that for Tag, the comedy did push forward the actual storyline plot, but often in hilarious ways. Like, Jerry does it again, making us look like pieces of shit. Let's go back to the bar. It's like, y'all could have just said, let's go back to the bar. Y'all ain't have to point out every time this man makes y'all look like kids. Like, I mean, he did it, 4 times during the movie?
Hey, he made them look like buffoons. I don't know about kids, though. He just...
Buffoon.
I mean, come on, man. They got Son, but, I mean, Buffoon, if you...
We're not gonna son me. That's what Kyrie said to LeBron.
Unfortunately, Kyrie, if LeBron had been in that movie, it probably would have made more than
double his
$30
budget.
million.
Yeah.
Probably if LeBron had been in the movie, probably would have made somewhere around 50 to 60 mil by now.
Still not that much more, because LeBron movie bombed too. It was some kind of Love.
He had a
called
movie?
Love Actually or something like that.
Yeah, he tried Love Actually.
Was that the name of it? I don't know. I'm not really sure.
No, Love Actually is a different movie. You can look that up. But, I don't know.
LeBron had a movie for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in it. And it was actually his movie from his movie company. I know he had Smallfoot coming up.
Oh, Betty Lou. That was Lisa Leslie's name. Betty Lou. Damn, she had a mean fucking shot in the movie. Betty Lou was great. Like,
of course, you would make them look good and on a movie, but actually seeing them.
I mean, I feel like Kyrie could have gotten swept up by a couple of those guys, but they didn't because they didn't want it to look like that. But that's just the nature of movies. I mean, to a certain extent, you have to suspend your disbelief so that you're not just whatevering it.
Yeah, like a WNBA deserving the same amount of pay for NBA players.
First and foremost, sir, we're not doing that bullshit. The WNBA girls deserve as much money as that advertisement can give them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would definitely like for a few of them to be allowed to show up into the league, although I do recognize that probably is going to be the death of the WNBA if they're allowed to go into the NBA, because they're probably going to take 4 of them girls and tell the rest to kick rocks.
That'd be the end of it.
At the same time,
are there any transgenders that went into the WNBA?
See, the problem
That's
is
coming.
The problem is.
But why would you do that?
The problem with the transgenders is
Train wreck.
No, is that you could allow them in, but the way that the rules are done, like the whole no dunking thing. Like,
I don't think that's a rule.
I thought that was like a rule.
No, they just can't do it.
I don't think that's.
I don't think
No, man, I don't think that's it.
I feel like it is a rule.
I'm telling you, it's not a rule. They can't do it.
But they never do it. Like,
Because they can't.
No. Lisa Leslie can do it. She showed us before.
Mm-hmm. She was about them. It's like 4 of them in the league that can do it. Like that's not a rule. Like you literally they generally can't do it. I'm sorry to say that. There are exceptions to a lot of rules, but generally they cannot do it. Brittany Griner could do it. Griner. I don't know if I've ever seen her.
I know, right? Dunking is much less common in women's basketball than in men's. Other WNBA dunks have been scored by Michelle Snow, Candace Parker twice.
Of course they're going to say Candace Parker twice.
And Sylvia Falwell. So
and Lisa Leslie.
And I don't see Lisa
I don't
Leslie
think she did it on the court.
Lisa Leslie.
the record for the most WNBA dunks belongs to Brittany Griner. Sorry.
Yeah.
Griner.
By the way, the name of that movie LeBron had was called Trainwreck, and it didn't make any money either. But I'm pretty sure it made more than that movie.
More than Uncle Drew.
Yeah, but I mean,
I feel like the problem with
Uncle Drew came out at a weird time.
Moving forward to the next point. In both movies, we walked away with a lesson. The lesson in Uncle Drew is that you should follow your dreams, even if you may end up failing. I thought that was a pretty good lesson. Hey, Dax, how'd it feel when you shot that final shot? He was like, it felt great. He was like, good, because I didn't care whether you made it or not. And I was like, no, nigga, for the story, I cared about you making it. But that's something that, we should have in a movie. Like, where it's like, hey, man, I'm glad we won, but, I didn't really care. I mean, you wanted this $100,000, but I'm Uncle Drew, and I really don't give a shit because I already have a ton of money.
People don't really like Kyrie Irving like that. Just think about it. But if you ever see him talk, you won't like him.
I mean, again, I'm only gonna see him as Uncle Drew. As long as I see him only as Uncle Drew, he's a lovable,
Is he
regular
that
person.
bad? Is he
He's a
that bad?
dick.
Really?
No, he's a bitch. It's not like it's not like Chris Paul and Mr. 3-Point Golden State
Curry.
did play Family Feud, and that was actually enjoyable
Yeah.
watching. Like, they're both likable people. Even their families are likable. And Curry's sister, she is single. Just saying for y'all.
I never seen him.
She's a who?
She's a single.
She's a psycho?
Single.
Single.
Oh,
Single.
she's a single.
Yeah.
She's a single.
Single.
No, she's coming.
She bad.
Yeah.
She bad.
She is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she is. But
She is.
at the same time,
California.
the big thing is that
And
in tag, the lesson is that as long as you are having fun, you're never gonna grow old. I don't know how they made the rules that it's only for the month of May. I feel like it's a weird time. I feel like June would have been better. But I mean, it's not my movie, so I can't go back and rewrite it. But
I mean, we could start a game of tag.
I mean, it's
It's just derivative of it.
I mean, I don't want to say that beforehand, but that's a real
bad idea.
Hey,
white.
we-
That's a
we-
real
we-
white sport.
We can do freestyle.
Well, like soccer? Ooh.
No, soccer is very much
American
alive.
soccer.
Oh, yeah, American soccer.
I don't know if y'all saw those comments recently. It was like, why hasn't American soccer gotten any better? Because y'all
call it soccer. Like the first part, you're calling it soccer. That's why.
It's not even that. It's because most soccer programs, the better ones, are in rich white neighborhoods. It's like lacrosse, but not as bad as lacrosse.
Anyway, I mean, with both movies, you kind of walked away with a lesson. It was a nice lesson on for tag. Hey, you're never gonna get young, or you're never gonna get old as long as you keep playing games.
That's what you got from tag? I got white privilege invades America. If these were black people, they'd like it the first time, right?
No, if these were black people, they would have been the security guards, and that would have been a very, very different sort of movie.
Yeah.
It would have been tagged that, hey, bro, we can play this inside the mall because I'm the person who's watching the mall right now, but we gotta leave after this.
Yeah, because that fight scene when he was dressed up as a grandma.
Yeah, that never would have happened in no black mall. But the differences between the two movies, I felt like was Tag was really obsessed with the youth. Like it was really, really long, and like telling you, hey, here's some youth stuff, and this is how it goes. You want to be young, and it's like, all right, I get the obsession. Whereas Uncle Drew was obsessed with the game, sport. Sometimes you get basketball is a game. We gotta play for the love. It's like, really, Uncle Drew? We gotta play for the love? Like
Basketball is a children's game. The adults play and make millions to do so.
Exactly. But he was making it about the love of the
I
sport.
guess they're both children's games.
I mean,
Played by
technically, yeah, they're
adults.
both children's games. No, that could have been a point. I feel like we could have done that. Like we could have expanded on that.
Yeah, we can.
But the two differences, like, I guess
Isn't all
technically,
games children games?
I mean, yeah, that's
Grand Theft Auto is not a children's game.
Grand Theft Auto is
I
not a
mean-
game for kids.
There are a few exceptions.
If you take away that particular stuff.
So if you take away what? All of the game?
No.
Take away most of the game?
of the game.
Most shooters are for
Oh, I'm
kids.
sorry. You're
I
gonna
know
go play
that. No,
tennis?
I'm
in
talking
Grand
about
Theft Auto?
I'm talking about just the fact of gaming. Period. You know what I'm
What
saying?
do you mean? Gaming's not for kids.
I mean, games were. What do you think the very first game was?
Pong, and it was played by adults.
Pong. The
Yeah.
very first game.
Yeah.
So
Video game.
No,
Video
no,
game.
I'm talking about game. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like for
Oh.
example, who invented the wheel?
There was
Very first
something that was kind of like dominoes that was played like in the 5 BC.
We would have to do research to really figure
No,
out.
man. Like I'm pretty sure the ball was like the first little game that they.
Pretty sure we didn't make balls for kids. I'm
No.
pretty sure that's a recent thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm like 100% certain.
Pretty sure if we had to go with the first game, I'm gonna go with throwing rocks.
Throwing rocks probably was probably the first
There you
game.
go. And when did you play that? How old were you?
They were probably practicing for war.
No, they were practicing for. You got that skip on that. That way you knew when you had to put that bad boy in your sling, you could hit somebody right between the eyes because you knew how that rock was gonna sing.
We should definitely look that up. What was the very first?
I mean, the only thing we'll be able to look up is like European societies, and I refuse to believe that they did the first anything other than probably stole it. And put
I'm
it
pretty
in
sure the
book.
Moors got something on that. We just gotta look in the Arabic archives.
I don't know how to read Arabic.
Well, sorry for you, man.
You don't either.
No, I don't. But I know the way to do that. Like I'm not.
Me too. It's called a Google Translator.
No, please don't use Google Translator for Arabic. It is trash. It is absolutely trash. I say
How
this
do you
because
know?
I played an entire
Worked for me
game
when I went
fucking
to-
with somebody with Arabic, and it just shit did not come out the way it should. Anyway, yeah, but the love of the youth versus love of the sport, it was a real interesting, I guess, difference between the two films. As we were saying, for children's games, I'm not gonna steal your point. You had a great point. That they're both children's games.
Yeah.
And then so
adults playing children's game and learning a lesson, brotherhood, and I guess becoming a man. I guess right.
It's brotherhood and becoming a man. Because no, that's what Dax was doing. That's
Yeah.
a perfect point. Yeah, Dax was trying to become a man. Because apparently, when you're an orphan, you never really learn how to actually live.
And we could kidnap you.
And apparently, kidnapping is legal for orphans. I don't know about that last point. White America don't come at me. That was completely R. Reed who said that shit.
You didn't want them in the first place.
I mean, most of the time when they kidnap them, they're black. Remember the car that got driven off the cliff? It was full of black kids and a crazy suicidal white woman.
Or the United States president.
Oh, Donald Trump, you bum! Over there kidnapping people's kids with your
45.
administration.
They have to do DNA tests to put the parents together, by the way.
And also they're
That
charging
is
for them
so
DNA
sad.
tests, which
They're
is
charging
really-
the parents.
Yeah, they charge them. They're like, you want your children? Pay us 1
They have to do it.
million pesos. Yeah, about that much. About that much.
Yeah, they should do it.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. It's absolutely trash.
Yeah, y'all thought it was over. It's not over.
Sheesh.
It's never going to be over for them. They're going to try to extend it out as long as possible. Which, sorry to continue your segue for a second. You know that they were actually supposed to have a trial on that, but it got delayed on Friday because the person said, oh, I won't be in town this weekend. I have dog sitting in Montana. I can be back on Monday. Can we do it at like 9 a.m.? So we're literally going to let kids sit in cells instead of figuring out a date for when they need to be reunited with their parents because you had dog sitting.
This is
Montana.
America.
Don't get you living though.
Huh?
Look how we living now.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you went a little more Uzi Vert there, but
No,
I
that
give you
was
props.
Doug.
We just want to party.
That ain't gonna happen.
Party just
This nigga.
lifty.
This nigga.
Set free.
All right. So the last point I want to make is the difference between the movies as far as the other theme in both. So the theme of Tag by the end was Succession. Like they were basically gonna pass this game on, they're gonna let girls come into it. But yeah, they're gonna let girls in.
Boo!
They basically gonna, spread the game to everyone.
They shouldn't.
Versus Uncle Drew, where it was like, oh man,
Oh,
you're
that's
gonna
just-
give you an opportunity to redeem yourself. Everything about your life has sucked, and we're gonna give you this one moment to remake up this moment that was from childhood trauma, which you didn't actually address. You went on an entire long ass car ride, gathering up Preacher and Big Fella and Betty Lou and Boots and Lights and of course Uncle Drew, and you'll come all the way back to basically relive the shit that you went through as a child. Like you were 12, nigga. Like go see a therapist like Sable and get on with your life.
Go see Tag.
Yeah, go see Tag. Like
Should you see Uncle Drew?
No, you should see Uncle Drew.
Oh, yeah.
If you want, do
On
you
your
want a
local
comedy?
streaming service.
Do you want a comedy where you don't have to think? If so, see Uncle Drew. It's just gonna be laugh, 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 redeeming lesson. With Tag, you have to think, and
Think
we
what?
know you guys don't actually know how to do that.
Yeah, because you think Marvel movies are better than DC movies.
Yeah. All right, folks. That's it for the Everyday Black Man podcast. Really appreciate you for joining us. Definitely go get a chance to see Uncle Drew, and also go see Tag. It was a great movie.
Go see Tag.
Go see Tag. Go see Uncle Drew. And you let us know in a reply to this video, or you can just email us at everydayblackman@gmail.com
Follow us on.
and let us know what we have. You can follow us on EVYD Black Men on Twitter, Everyday Black
Instagram.
Man on Instagram, and Everyday Black Man Facebook page. It's a wrap.
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 It's a wrap.